Hello everybody, I'm your teacher Jacob Dixon and welcome to our very first video in our Lessons in Nonsense video series. And here you're going to learn different aspects of the English language like you've never learned them before. So this week we're going to take a ride on the Jacob Dixon sailboat and learn about prefixes, okay? Now a prefix, that's 2 or 3 letters that goes before another word and it makes the opposite of that word, okay? One example here. Honest. George Washington was an honest president. We know that, right? But every single politician that has come after him have been totally dishonest. You can't believe a word coming out of their mouths if their tongues were notarized. Dishonest. This one here. Legal. When something is legal, that means you're allowed to do it. But when you do something that you're not allowed to do, it is illegal. Putting your baby on your car and then driving away is illegal. Don't do that, ladies and gentlemen. Here's another one. Possible. When something is possible, that means you can do it, you can achieve it, right? But when an example here, when you jump off a building and expect to fly just by flapping your arms and nothing else helping you, that will be impossible. You'll fall to your death. Don't do that, ladies and gentlemen. So we have dishonest, illegal, impossible. So we've learned that these 3 prefixes tells you the opposite of the word. But I'm going to show you a prefix that does something entirely different. This one here. In. In means you're more than something, okay? Let me give you an example. Famous. Now, I consider myself kind of famous. I mean, I was on a radio show for 13 years, and I've acted in different theatrical productions, and people know me when they see me, right? But as soon as I complete this whole video series, I will be infamous. Infamous is when you're more than famous, when everybody knows you, right? The infamous El Guapo from the Three Amigos. He was not just famous, he was infamous, okay? Here's another example of in. Introduce. To introduce something, you're showing something to someone for the very first time. Here, a cup of tea. I have introduced that to you. I showed you something for the first time. But when you introduce, you are showing someone to someone else for the very first time. Here's an example of that. Here is a man named Gophus. This is Gophus, and he was featured in my book, The History of Mosquitoes, Why Are They Here? Okay? I have introduced you to him. A person is more than a thing, is what I'm saying, right? Introduce, you show something. Introduce, you show someone for the first time. Last one, and then we're going to wrap it up, okay? Turview. To turview, that means you're having small talk with somebody. So how about this weather? How about those Mets? Huh? How are you doing? But when you interview, you're getting more detailed answers from your more personal questions, right? So, what made you decide to be a teacher? What is your plan for the future? What were you doing yesterday at 3 o'clock in the morning, right? Interview. Turview, small talk. Interview, more detailed answers for your questions, right? So, your homework this week, ladies and gentlemen, is to put these words in proper sentences. First, use introduce and then introduce, right? And I'm just giving you some examples there. So, leave your homework under the comments where it says comments there, okay? I do not disable anything, and I will try to answer all of them as soon as I can. So, thank you so much for joining me in my very first lesson in nonsense. I've taught you a lesson in nonsense you won't soon forget. Ha! Exodus, ladies and gentlemen, check it out. See you next time. See you next time, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your teacher, Jacob Dixon. Bye-bye.
I got 240 high tops, 460 laces. That's 10 beds I copped out the factory straces. She came real basic, no smear on faces. Cake to crack shells, blue drinks and biscuits. Then dipped in knock boots, but that's none of your business.